doing, well, a cover of my Dark World deck. Well, let's get started. Sorry if the lighting is bad, but this Grapha, basically when he's discarded to the graveyard, he basically pops one on your opponent's side of the field, and if you have a Dark World on your field, you gotta pull it back into your hand and special this guy from your grave. It's pretty fucking useful whenever your field is clear, and well, I'll get into that later. And 3 Snow on Light of the Dark World. He or she is basically your main searcher. Whenever she's discarded, she basically searches out for any Dark World card. That means it could be dealings or any card that has Dark World in its name. That could be really good if you want to get the field spell out. Beige. I think that's how you say it. I don't see how come they didn't make it another rarity. I mean, this guy is fucking good. At least super rare or rare. But this guy, basically, whenever he's discarded to the graveyard, special summon him. But he's really good for whenever you have a Grapha in your graveyard. You could just normal summon this guy and pull back for a Grapha. I mean, it like transfers from what, a 16 to a 27 hitter. That's pretty fucking good. Well, this isn't a complete deck, just so you know. And 2 Trance Archfiends. I remember whenever this card came out, there was a lot of people saying that this was a cost, but it's not a cost. It's basically he basically pulls it's a free discard each turn. I know people would rather run freaking Raven because you gotta discard as much as you want, but he gains 500 free for 1 card that you discard per turn. And whenever he leaves the field and hits the graveyard, you get to add 1 Banish to Dark. That's really good because let's say the Bottomless or the Deep Prison, your Grapha, you know, or some of the cards you use from your field spell, you just add them to your hand, and that's even better because Grapha, you know. And this guy right here. I run 1 gold, mostly because, well, let's say you're fighting, because this happened to me, where you play another Dark World deck, and then they made you discard. I mean, because he's not as good as Beige, but he's still pretty good, you know. He has pops 2 on the field if he's discarded by an opponent's card effect. So like if they use card destruction, this guy's your man. And I'm meaning to get another Brow, because he's like Beige where you can normal summon and pull back. I mean, it's really good. And whenever he's discarded, you get a free draw. And last but not least, Malefic Stardust. I know people will wonder why I put it in there, because, well, he has basically, he's just free special summon, 25 hitter. I run skill drain, so that shouldn't be a problem interfering with the deck, really. I mean, let's say let's say you could turn the game around with just this guy. And yeah, that's it for the monsters. Sorry, I didn't have a mat yet, because you know I'm very starting, I suppose. Alright, what you're gonna need is obviously card destruction. This is basically discard your whole hand. Yeah. 3 dealings, mandatory. In every Dark World deck. It's basically a free draw discard. 3 Gates of Dark World. Yeah, that's really good. Monster Reborn, like if you say you're mid game, Monster Reborn a Beige or something, pull back to your hand for a Grapha from your graveyard. You get a beige to your hand and a Grapha. 2 upstarts. Oh, there's free draws. Again, your opponent gets 1,000. Usually can go for overkill, so it shouldn't really matter. And a Book of Moon. Mostly just because I like it. Time for the traps. What you're gonna need is 3 Reckless Greeds. Well, just free 2 draw. I mean, because if you set 2 and activate them at the same time, it still counts as skipping 2 turns, not 4. And the turns cannot overlap. So just remember that. 2 skill trees. I don't know. I lost mine, but I don't know where it is, so I'll just box it for right now. Skill drain. And 2 Fiendishes. Just because I like Fiendishes. 2 Bottomlesses. Just mandatory staples. 2 Mirror Forces. Staples. And last but not least, 2 Deep Prisms. Staples. Well, yeah, this deck runs really, really well. I mean, yeah, it's really good. I won a couple times with this. Just for overkill with Grapha. Know your shit right. Well, that's it. Alright, keep in, because I'm gonna be doing other decks that I make. And, yeah.